Dean's List, hosted by Dean Kitaboski, produced by Davis Piper. We're about to talk to some really interesting people. Get ready.
There's so many different things like you can do. It's not sort of like, and who knows by the time I graduate how many different things there'll be. Now Amazon Prime is starting to start their own program.
Right.
They just covered a Yankee game on Mother's Day.
Oh, crazy.
Apple
I hate the
TV Plus
Yankees.
is also starting to get I think actually Amazon Prime, I think Joe Buck and a couple of the guys who used to work at Fox are going there.
I wouldn't be surprised. They
so
have
like,
money to throw. Did you hear, actually, real quick, did you hear Amazon Prime threw $1 billion at this new Lord of the Rings TV series?
I did not know.
$1 billion. That's not chump change, buddy. I mean, for them it might be, but think about how much money that is.
Yeah,
and they've been building up their programs. They're huge now. They're absolutely massive. And I know that they bought the one of the NFL contracts, one of the big contracts for maybe use Monday Night Football. I can't remember. They bought for next year. They bought some big contract with the NFL.
They did, yeah. So they're gonna have some games on there too. So, it's it's crazy. Like 4 years from now, or who knows where the programs are,
right?
and stuff. For all you know, Amazon Prime might have like something that's competing with the big program.
I mean, I'll tell you where the games are going to be. Germany. Did you hear about that?
No, I did not.
Okay, apparently there's going to be some NFL game played in Germany this year for the first time.
Is there? I saw the London games.
Actually, Davis, can you look this up for me real quick? It's NFL Germany.
I know the MLB was trying to do something in Mexico, but then COVID messed everything up.
Yeah.
I know. Which one?
NFL football. In Germany.
I saw the London games that were announced.
Do you know what team?
Buccaneers would be designated to play an international series game in Munich, Germany during the 2022 season.
Wow, I did not hear about that.
NFL game ever played in Germany.
Yeah, it was big news. It's going to be big.
A couple of years ago, NFL did a game in Mexico as well. So,
right.
See, it's cool. It's cool to see them do it internationally. The London games are always fun to watch.
Their crowds are totally different.
Oh yeah, the crowd is
totally
completely different. Even
it's a soccer crowd.
Even Yankees Red Sox, they did the first series in London last year. That was 2 years ago.
Oh, they got Yankees Red Sox in London.
Remember, was it 2 years ago or 3 years ago? They got Yankees Red Sox in London, and the final score of the first game ended up being like 17-13. And then everyone was joking like, oh, maybe like the London people in London think that like that's normal for a baseball game.
Right.
It's like, no, it's not. And the second game,
they're like, this is so entertaining.
And the second game was like 12-8. So there was a combined like 50 runs scored in the two games.
Oh my gosh.
And obviously not great for the pitchers. I mean, like I remember the first inning of that game in London. It was huge because the Yankees jumped on the scoreboard first, they scored like 6 runs in the first inning, in the top of the first inning.
Wow.
And the bottom of the first inning, the Red Sox scored 6 runs.
Right.
So the first inning itself took like an hour and a half to finish.
These Europeans are like, well, these Americans, they go hard. This is 50 runs.
Yeah, that was but again, that was really cool to see the series done in London. They're probably going to try and do something else. They also did the Field of Dreams game in Iowa, which was awesome because the Field of Dreams movie, and then the game itself. Again, that was another Yankees. That was Yankees White Sox. That was a heartbreaker to watch for me. But it was an awesome event, like with the old school sort of like cornfields in Iowa.
Right.
It was really cool. Although I mean, again, like the stadium only seated like 8,000 or 9,000, but it was still awesome to see. And they're gonna probably do it going forward. And I'm hoping they eventually can do a full like 3-game series in there instead of just one game.
Right.
So.
Right. I mean, the international reach is definitely expanding in all sports right now.
Yeah.
Especially as people realize that maybe cricket isn't actually as entertaining as they initially thought it was. I'm waiting for the day where they announce NFL to India, though.
So
that's actually
really, really funny that you bring that up.
Oh,
because obviously the NBA is starting to get pretty big in
China.
India. In India.
Oh,
as
in
well.
India, really? Huh. I had no idea.
A friend of ours, he actually used to be the CEO of NBA in India. So like,
oh really?
He met a bunch of players. He met like Chris Bosh, Kevin Durant.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
So in India they show a lot of NBA games. Like they show, I want to say like I don't know how many, but they show a good amount. So when I'm there, I can actually like see an NBA game. Same thing with the NFL. They've started to branch out and show NFL games in India. So that's really cool to see. Obviously, nothing's gonna be cricket there, but
right. I mean, for now, it's shrinking.
But,
have you heard?
No,
Cricket's getting less and less popular all over the place. I guess I don't know why actually, because watching it is actually pretty entertaining.
I mean, yeah, I went for the when I was on when I went to London, I went for one of the World Cup games there.
Did you?
It was an awesome atmosphere. India versus Pakistan. Again, that was like that atmosphere is different because the two countries, but like. It was awesome. It was awesome. I had an absolute blast. I think it's probably one of the top 5 moments of all time for me, at least at sporting events I've been at.
Really?
That's probably up there because it was a World Cup game in London. Got to go with my dad, which was first time ever, which was really cool because he had never been to one either. So.
Just imagining India versus Pakistan. That must have been brutal.
I was actually like scared going into it, but it was actually just a really just nice atmosphere.
Okay.
Like. It was almost like it wasn't even like it was almost like a party atmosphere sort of thing. Like
we'll leave the whole fight thing.
People
outside.
were like, no, they weren't. I didn't see any fights. People were were like walking up and down the aisles, like banging a drum and like dancing. So it was actually like it was really fun to watch. That was probably the highlight of at least my visit to London.